one way to release your upper trapezius is just pinching it with your fingers. But here's the thing, so many people don't actually hit the trigger points. Even a lot of massage therapists that I train, they come in and they're squeezing that upper traps, but they're not actually getting the line where the trigger points are, and that isn't going to be effective. So I'm sitting in this chair here so that I can rest my arm on the chair. That's going to help my trapezius to be soft. If you're hanging your arm down, that's going to pull that trapezius long and make it difficult for your trapezius to release, because remember, muscles that are pulled long contract against that pull. So for the upper trapezius, it's just this part right here on the top of your shoulder. It's the part that you can grab. So I want you to just take your fingers, rest your arm on the counter. You can sit on the floor and rest your arm on the couch. Any of those things is going to work, right? Or find a chair with a back like this. Rest your arm, and then also tilt your head a little bit toward that side. That's gravity pulling that head down a little bit. That's going to soften that trapezius for you and make it easier to release it, easier to grab it. Now you're going to take that trapezius and pinch it in between your fingers. If you take a big pinch, then you're grabbing all around the line where the trigger points are. What you need to do is walk your fingers up to the very top line. Ooh, it's tender. Pretty much everyone has these trapezius trigger points. So it's just a little tiny squeeze. You're going to walk all close into, as close as you can get to your neck and still be holding. There's a little difference between holding the skin and then holding that upper ridge. Feels like a ropey line at the upper trapezius line. Oh, right there. I just landed right in that little spot. I'm just going to pinch it and squeeze it. And now I might do a little activation. I call them little tick-tocks. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Up and down, back and forth. That point for me has already released. My body's trained. When I squeeze you, you let go. So it might take you a little bit longer, but now I feel, okay, I feel that feels better. It's not as intense. I'm just going to walk out along this line. Remember, I'm not doing this big, huge grab. I'm grabbing that rope itself. So I'm going to walk along, soften, relax. Ooh, right there. Oh, that's a good one, right? I can even feel a little bit of a ghosty ache in the side of my neck when I'm holding this point. So I'm softening the head down. I'm squeezing, kind of lifting that trap up, pinching it between my fingers and my thumbs. If you lose it, just kind of re-grab, walk up to the very top, get that line in there. A couple deep breaths. Maybe little movement. Feels better. Now you can walk all the way out to the corner. It's usually that one closest into the neck and that middle portion of the upper trapezius that causes headaches and that neck aching. This further out trigger point that goes all the way out to the shoulder tends to radiate a little bit more at the base of the skull. So if your headache also includes some aching at the base of the skull, it might be coming from this point way out here, which is so funny, isn't it? Like, trigger points don't always make sense. So I'm going to grab that outermost portion and I'm going to squeeze in the top of the rope itself. If I'm too low, it doesn't feel like anything at all. It just feels like, oh yeah, that's a nice squeeze. But when I get right into that top ropey section, smaller pinch, I can feel it, and I can feel it at the base of my skull, almost a little bit along that occiput, along that base of the skull, a little bit in the side of my head even. And just take a few breaths. You can squeeze and release. Some people like to kind of pump and release, making sure that you have a real tender spot. If you don't, just kind of keep walking around and going, oh yeah, that's it. Shift your angle a little bit of your fingers. Maybe that point is a little bit more to the front. Maybe it's a little bit higher up than you think. Play around, find those really tender spots. And then relax. Either move the body, move the muscle, or just hang out, relax, breathe. Mind's letting go. Feels so good. Take one more breath here. Great. Then I'm going to release that, and I'm going to do a little bit of movement. Just kind of hydrating that. This feels so good. Now this side feels completely free. This side, I feel a little bit of tension now on this side, and I'd want to go and do that other side. So I wanted to show you a really simple, incredibly effective way to release the upper trapezius and the levator scapula. So what you need is a small ball, like this small myofoam ball, and a doorway or a corner of a wall. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. So standing at a corner or in a doorway, you're going to take your ball and you're going to place it right on the top of your shoulder, and you want to get your head really close in to the wall. So I use my hand to hold the ball in place, step up to that corner, step 1 foot forward and the other foot back to bring me down so that I'm kind of parallel to the floor. Let the arm drape, and you can go up and down. And I'm just moving my torso up and down. Oh my gosh, that's so good. And I can also use my feet to push into the wall so that I'm getting more pressure on the ball. And I can keep my head, I want to keep my ear really close to the wall. Oh my gosh, that's so good. You're going to love this. Take some breaths. And then maybe checking that to get to that levator, you're going to tilt your torso down, and the ball's going to kind of come up and over and get into that corner of the shoulder blade at the corner of the neck. Try rocking a little side to side. Oh, so good. And then coming back up a little bit. Maybe the ball goes a little wider. Maybe your head comes a little bit further away from the wall, so that now the ball is further out on that upper trapezius. And just kind of minutely shift your body up and down and side to side until you find a really tender spot. Take a couple of breaths there. I can feel that activate a headache on the side of my head and up behind my eye. So good. And now I'm going to come up and do a little movement, little tick-tocks. Oh, it feels so much better. Shoulder circles, using that hydration that's now available in the tissue to keep things open. And that's it. And then you can face the other way and do the other side if you're feeling tension in both sides. I'm Kat here at FreeBody. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. Give a little comment down in the comment section if this helped you, and let me know how it felt and if you have any questions. See you next time.